Morning.
Morning.
How is everyone this morning?
Good.
Morning. Morning, Romeo.
Good. And you?
I am good. Just had a small glitch on the computer. That's why I'm 5 minutes late. Either there's a glitch, or maybe I've duplicated. I've got a few of the same email address in there, maybe. So then I had to go through looking, checking all the different emails to make sure that was in there. And as far as I can see, I've just doubled up on a couple of emails, so that's why they weren't going through. All right. Good afternoon, Adam.
Afternoon, Eli. Good morning to you.
Yep, early morning here. Nice dark morning. Sun doesn't come up here in the winter till about 8 o'clock. So yeah, we get short days in the winter, but really long days in the summer. So sun comes up at like 3:30, 4 a.m. in the summer. So all right, let's start moving, shall we? All right, that'll do us. That one, that one, that one. Good, good. All right, we're good to go. All right, let's start with getting some heat into our bodies, a bit of blood flow. It's a little bit chilly in here this morning. It's only about 15 degrees. So let's start off with some lunging, just to get the biggest muscles working, to actually warm the body, physically warm up. As in not just warm the muscles up, a warm up, but I'm cold and I need to warm up. So I'm going to work on those biggest muscles because they build more heat in the body. So lunging position, wriggling around, stretching and relaxing into the front and back leg, pushing and receiving from the rear toe, stretching and flexing the ankle, opening and closing your hips, just generally moving your body around, putting lots of pressure on your legs to get those muscles working. Switch legs. Same thing, just wriggle your body around, getting some warmth coming through those legs. Okay, shoulder width, parallel stance. Let's do elbow to knee, like we've done this week. Elbow down to opposite knee, bending down, standing back up, breathing in. Elbow down to opposite knee, breathing out as you sink down, breathing in as you lift up. Rear arm is pushing out to the rear. The shoulder blade of that rear arm is squeezing back towards the spine, whilst the elbow of the front arm is coming down to the knee. Remember to listen to your own body and only go as low as what is comfortable so you don't strain anything. Just if you feel like it, you can go a little bit quicker with this one. Remember, you're putting most of your weight over towards the leg that you're touching. Getting those glutes engaged, quads are firing, the back muscles are firing. Lift your hands out to the sides, breathing in. Lifting up, up, up. Push up onto the balls of your feet. Looking up, chest up, pelvis tucking under. And then straight down the center. Now, if you want, with this one, bend your knees as you come down and then come forward, up. Stretching up, up, up. And now again, bend your knees, leaning a little bit forward into the movement. If you get a little more heat within the exercise, in breath up, out breath down. If you can go into a full squat, then go down into a full squat. If you can't do a full squat, you may find you're able to if you put a little wedge underneath your heels, because it's the lack of mobility that would be stopping you doing that squat. You find you want to fall backwards when you try to do a full squat. So if you put a small wedge underneath your heels, you may find you're able to manage the full squat, which is really good and healthy for your body. And then, of course, gradually with time, you make that wedge smaller as you increase your mobility. But for now, if you don't have a wedge, then just do it to whatever whatever level you can get down to today. Open and close. As usual, opening up the body, sticking the bum out, looking up, pushing the chest up, elbows and palms back. Breathing out, fold everything forward, rounding the body through. Breathe in, open everything back up again. Breathe out, close everything down. Relax back to neutral. Sink the body down, stretching a little through the hamstrings. Sinking the body down till your palms touch the ground. Then relax the spine. Let your spine hang, let your head hang, and then straighten your spine. Engaging the glutes, straightening up your spine at that 90-degree angle. Relax the spine and straighten the spine. Remember, this whole sequence can be done here if it's too difficult for you. So you can relax the spine and straighten the spine just at a lesser angle. So do what's comfortable for you. This time when we flex the spine and straighten it, you're going to lift your hands out to the sides and down. Wake up all those postural muscles in your upper back. Pointing your thumbs up to the ceiling as you do it. Still breathing in on the upward movement and out on the downward movement. And then from that relaxed position, let your spine roll up back to standing. Open, close. Back to neutral. Again, hinge forward from the hips. Straight spine. Relax the spine. Straighten the spine, lift the hands out to the sides. Relax the spine. Straighten the spine, lift the hands up like a Y to the 45 corners in front of your head. And relax everything down. This time, lift the palms right up in front of you as you straighten the spine. And relax. And roll it up. And breathe out at the top. Breathe in, link your fingers together. Breathe out. Push back, tucking the pelvis, rounding the body, pushing into the scapula. And then breathe in, lean a little bit forward, lift your palms up overhead, engaging your glutes. Breathe out. And then stand up, straighten your body as you breathe in again. And then slide your palms, your thumbs and your elbows on the wall behind you. Slide them down like they're brushing the wall behind you. And then relax. Same again, in breath. Out breath. Round everything up. In breath, straighten the spine, lean forward, lift the hands. Out breath, holding that position. In breath, standing up. Out breath, pulling the arms down. Okay, we're going to continue warming the shoulders, not just the shoulders, but the upper back, all that area around the scapula, with one of the postures from the Taiji form. It comes just after single whip from here. The posture looks like this. So that's how the posture looks as you do it in the Taiji form, when you're doing it correctly with center connection to your palms, as a martial application, as a Qigong, and so on. We're going to grossly exaggerate that movement to open up the joints and stretch and wake up the muscles in the morning. So don't worry that you're breaking certain Taiji principles of, completely losing your center and things like that, because we're not doing Tai Chi. I mean, it is still Taiji, it's all Taiji, but we're doing it for the purpose of stretching and opening up the joints, okay? We need to push ourselves right through to the maximum range of motion. When you're fighting, okay, you're not going to put your arm back like this, are you? Okay, there's no reason, unless someone else gets you in an arm bar or something, I suppose. Oh, there we go. When you're doing these movements, you're mimicking somebody else putting you in an arm bar to get that stretch. No, so what I mean is when you're fighting someone, you don't put yourself into these kind of positions. So obviously we need to do those positions still to open up all the joints. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's go. If we face this way, then you'll be able to see, because we're going to open up this way. You'll be facing that way. You'll be able to see what I'm doing then. So nice long stance. Again, this is just a stretching, warming up kind of thing, opening up the joints. So we're not worrying about the intricate details of what are entailed when we're doing the proper Taiji form way of doing this posture. So if you're not familiar with the move, don't worry about it. Sinking down into the front leg, facing towards the front in your single whip stance. Okay, we're going to open the hands out as we sit back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening the hands out this way as far as they'll go. Really stretch it out. And then make like you're grabbing onto something, twisting that thing under, you see, as I sit back into my front leg, and then poke with both fingers, okay? Front and rear. Reset back to the front leg. Again, open. See how it continues on that circle as the fingers dig under. And then it's a really nice shoulder activation. Open. In breath, forward. As I squeeze in, I push the weight back onto my front leg. Starting to breathe out and still breathing out as I do my poke. Once more. Again. Switch sides. Open. Really move the wrists as well here. See how I'm really I'm moving my wrists to their absolute full range of motion. So the wrists are getting warmed up here too. Back to the front. All right. Let's get the legs a little bit more warmed up, and then we'll get into some form stuff. Okay, we're going to crawl forward. So just slide your hands down your front. Slide, slide, slide until you get to the floor, and just crawl forward until you end up in a plank position. Okay, remember, if you really can't handle a plank, then as you go down into that movement, as it gets too much for your body, just put one knee on the ground and support yourself a little bit with that rear knee as well. If you really can't do it, you can put both knees on the ground. But most people should be able to at least handle it with one knee on the ground. Okay, so in that plank position, walk yourself back up. Not all the way, just until you feel you're back on the rear foot, on the legs. Walking forward again, back into your front. And again, just wriggling around, moving your body forward and backwards, left to right, little circles, just again, bringing some heat into your shoulders and your core now. Take one hand and put it in the middle. Again, you can drop the knee of that same side. The hand that's going in the middle, you can drop that same knee if you need to, okay? But if not, then just open your body out to the side. I'll go sideways for you. So just like so, just sideways like that. Just nice and planky. Okay, like I say, if I put this knee on the ground, I'm still feeling the movement. I'm still feeling my core, my shoulder. There's just less pressure. If you're strong enough though, get that foot off the ground. Get the knee off the ground rather. Sink it back into the other side. Exactly the same thing on the reverse side. And then back to the front. Let's bring one hand forward, sorry, one foot forward. So bring it up level with your palm, just to the outside of your palm, and your foot is pointed out towards the corner. And we're just going to move our bodies around. Remember, if any of the movements you just cannot get into because of lack of mobility, you can always just sit that one out and then come in back with the ones that you can manage. There will be certain positions that are not for everyone, not yet anyway. So just do something as close to the posture as you can manage. But listen to your body, don't strain a muscle. So we're sinking down through that front leg and we're lengthening through that rear leg. I'm going to turn towards this front leg here. So I'm pushing this hip down to the side, stretching through here, stretching through this glute because of the twist in, and just waking everything up through there, holding my weight on that arm. Bring it back to the other side, sink through. This one's going to be a bit difficult for most people, but if you can get your body a little bit lower, if you're flexible enough, you'll feel a nice stretch. Get your elbows down into the floor, like so. So you're just pushing your body as far down past your knee as you can manage. Okay, back up onto your hands. Spin around to face your long leg, like so. I'm standing on the ball of the foot of this standing leg, and I'm going to stretch into the hamstring of my lengthened leg. I'm going to bend that knee and stretch into it again. Then I'm going to straighten that knee and stretch into it again. You'll feel a slightly different stretch, whether you have the knee a little bit bent or a little bit straight. And then crawl your body towards that long leg. So bend that knee, keep your palms on the ground. Try and keep your body as low as you can. Adjust your feet if you're in a small room. And again, sink and stretch down through that rear leg, lengthening through the rear leg, squatting down into that front leg. Really trying to feel it through the hip here at the rear, through the hip flexors and so on. Turn your body towards that front leg to squeeze and stretch down through the side of the hip. Back to the front. Lower your body if you can. And then coming back up, again, flick it around to your long leg, to your lengthened leg, up onto the toe of that standing leg, sink down onto that leg, bend the knee and sink again, straighten the knee and sink again. So alternate between straightening. When you straighten the knee, you get more of the stretch towards the knee. When you bend the knee, the stretch comes more towards the bum. Okay, crawl out towards the front. Bring one leg in. Now, if you sit down onto that, a lot of you will fall to the side like this. If you can't go into a full front-on pigeon pose like so, which is a fantastic stretch, but you can also do it to the side. You see that? Just sit sideways like this. And then use your hand and maybe even grab your foot like this. Just pull yourself towards this leg. Your rear foot, it's probably more comfortable to bend it in a little bit and just focus on this front foot and then lean towards it, you see? So you're getting a stretch that way rather than folding it all the way in and rolling over it. So depending on what you can manage. If you can get into the full pigeon, then great. Have your hips to the front, have your bum down on the floor with your foot here in front of you. And then just lean down over that leg, get your body as low as you can. Try to get your head down on the ground. I'm still moving. I'm wriggling my body, waking up the joints. I'm going to grab my rear leg at the big toe side so that I can push the hand behind me using my foot. My foot is pushing my arm behind my body so that I'm stretching my chest, my shoulder, my biceps, all through there. And then if you want, if you're flexible enough, you may be already getting a stretch there, but Obviously, if you're more flexible, you'll need to pull that foot in towards your glutes to stretch your quads a little bit more. Again, I'm still moving. I'm not just holding a static stretch here in the morning. Passive stretches is for after your workout session, when your muscles are really nice and warm. And also, you don't want to really have totally floppy, loose muscles when you're about to do a workout session. So this is just a wake-up stretch. It's a totally different movement to just switch to the other side now. So again, sit to the side if you need to and lean down as much as you can, or flip it all the way over into the full pigeon. So yeah, when you're stretching, this is just a wake-up stretch. Just, you know, like when you see a dog wake up in the morning and do a downward dog and upward dog and just kind of stretch their bodies just to open up the joints. That's what we're doing here. This will make it more comfortable and much nicer to do everything we're going to do, whether that be in your workout session or just day to day, what you're going to do throughout the day. Okay, again, grab that rear foot on the big toe side and push that arm behind you, stretching through here, you see? So try to straighten your arm out. So you feel a bit of a stretch through the biceps. You'll obviously feel a stretch through the shoulder, through the front of the shoulder, and through the pectoral area. And then if you want, you can fold that in and really wake up little Susie. Come onto your feet, as in sit onto your feet, not stand onto your feet, and just sit on your ankles, move that around. If you want, you can widen your feet so your bum goes down between your feet, so you'll get more stretch. You'll be stretching through here a little bit more. And then if you really want, you can lie down. But don't do that if you're not used to it. And back up. Okay, we'll do one more movement for the legs. This is a really nice one. Do it from the floor, so it makes it much easier from a balance point of view, but you're still training, strengthening, mobilizing all the correct muscles and joints that you need to throw decent kicks, decent back kicks. So this will become prevalent in your Taiji form, in your Bagua forms, because these kicks exist in those forms. And from your fighting point of view, if you're learning how to kick, it'll help with those as well. So also, it's a fantastic exercise, both for mobility and strength. Okay, so you're just sitting on all fours, okay, naturally on all fours, okay, like so. What you're going to do is very, very simple. Just lift your leg directly out to the side, okay? It's not going forward or backwards like this. It's going directly out to the side, okay? Bring it back to center. Bring the other leg directly up to the side. Hold it for a pause and then back down. We'll do 2 more of those. But then what we're going to do is we're going to kick from that position, okay? So you've got to lift it up to that position, hold it there, and now we'll do the next one. You're going to lift it up, hold it, and kick, extending through the leg, squeezing your butt cheek and your lower back, your hamstrings, but mainly your bum cheek. Bring it back into where it was, level, and then drop it down. Lift it up, squeeze it as high as you can first, then extend it without dropping. You're lifting, lifting, lifting. Feeling it, activating all through here. And then bring it back in and drop it down. Lift it up, push it out. Stretch, notice I'm flexing my heel here, pushing my heel to stretch through my calf muscles and down. Same again, up, push it out, bring it in and down. Sit back again and see if you can come back into a squatted position. You can get there however you want. One nice way of getting there is just place your fingers on the ground in front of you, lift your knees up, and just slip your feet under your body and squat down into that position. And stand up. All right. So we've done a slightly longer warm-up today, not just a warm-up, but a strength and mobility session. What we'll do now is we're going to flow through the Taiji form. So as I've said with these classes, sometimes I give instructional things, sometimes I'll give tips on, corrections and things and extra tips on what forms you're practicing from the WTBA syllabus. But today we're just going to flow. I should stop using the word just, because flowing through the form without talking too much and stopping and breaking it down is one of the most important aspects of your training. So we're going to go through the Yang Luchan's form. We will do it. Oh, how did we do it last time? I think last time we did it on the right-hand side, did we? I've forgotten. Okay, today let's do it on the left-hand side. I can't remember what side we did it on last time. We'll do it on the left-hand side today. And let's just do it very naturally. And all I'm going to focus on today, I'm not going to give you too many details, because the last few classes I've been giving you lots of details to think about with different postures. Today, I just want you to think about breathing. As we flow through, I'll call out the breathing. I'll call out a little description of the movement as well, just so that you don't have to be like locked on your screen whilst you're trying to do your Taiji form. You know the form, so you'll hear me say, spread the hands open, scoop them back. Oh, okay, so you know roughly where I am in the form. So of course, when the camera's there, as I do this movement, oh look, I can look at the camera. Oh, that's nice, and see what my teacher's doing. But then maybe when I'm doing a posture where I'm facing over here, I can't be looking at the screen whilst I'm facing over here, you see? So it's nice to have that audible guidance as well. Okay, so I'm going to start on this side, and we're going to do left side of the form. In breath to start. Out breath, pressing down. In breath, lifting up. Out breath, sinking down. In breath as you step. Out breath as you come forward. In breath, stepping. Out breath as you come forward. In breath, rolling the hands up. Out breath, sinking the hands down into roll back. In breath as you connect your hands. Out breath as you squeeze them together and strike. In breath as you slide the hands back. winding your body to the right. And out breath, sinking down into lower squeeze. Brush the palms. In breath, opening up. And out breath, poking forward. In breath, lifting up. Out breath, sinking down. In breath, into sit back ready. Out breath, into fishes in 8. In breath as you tuck your hands in. And out breath as you push your palms out. In breath as you lift your palms up into single whip. And out breath as you sink, press your hook through and lift your foot. In breath as that right hand lifts up towards the end of the movement. And out breath, coming forward. In breath. Out breath as you strike. In breath as you sink back and turn to the front. And out breath into double dragon palms. In breath. Out breath. In breath when the left hand is lifting. Out breath when the right hand is lifting. In breath, the weight comes fractionally forward. Out breath, the weight sinks back into that rear leg. Keep breathing like this, gathering momentum, gathering energy into our body. Then we're going to breathe in. But on the last time that we do the movement, we take the in-breath and then we hold on to that in-breath before we do the slap step. And release. It's a releasing move. Throwing it all out. So here we go. We're going to breathe in. Keep breathing in. Hold on to that in-breath. And release out. Breathe in again as your hands come up to the sides, picking up your foot. And breathe out into final posture as you sink down. Don't put any weight in that front leg. Breathe in as you lift your hands up, coming forward. Breathe out into roll back. Breathe in as you step. And breathe out into shoulder. Breathe in, lifting up into stork spreads wings. And breathe out as you center into the movement. Breathe in when the left hand activates. Breathe out when the right hand activates and you split the palms. This time breathe in when the right palm activates. And breathe out again as you split the palms. Breathe in as you lift the knee up into brush knee twist step. Tucking that pelvis, standing nice and upright. Place the heel. Center is open. And close your body into the front, breathing out. Roll that rear foot up. Breathing in. And as you feel that pressure sink into the rear foot, you start to breathe out. Scoop the hands under, breathing in, lifting the foot up. And sinking down to breathe out. Settle. Breathe in. And then breathe out into the strike. Hold the ball, hook the shoulder, sink down. And then as you lift the knee, you breathe in. Breathe out. Again, breathe in to recharge. Breathe out into the front weighted posture strike. Hook that left hand down. Breathe in as the knee comes up. And breathe out into posture. Same again. Breathe in. Breathe out into the strike. Through the hold the ball. And then breathe in as the foot comes up. Breathe out into strike. Roll that rear foot up. Breathing in. Sink back. Breathing out. Scooping the hands again. Lifting the foot. Breathing in. And breathing out. Sinking, sinking, sinking. And place the heel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in as you step through the back fist. And breathe out, sinking into your front leg. Breathe in as you roll your foot up, lifting the leg. And breathe out as you place the heel. Breathe in when the right hand goes forward. Breathe out when the left hand goes forward. Gathering, pulling the energy into your body. In breath, a little bit of weight goes forward. Out breath, all your weight sinks back. That movement, that subtle weight shift movement, is going to turn into your step and your punch. So we breathe out. Now we breathe in, step, and then shuffle up and punch. Here we go. And punch. Breathe in as you lift your hands up. Breathe out into posture. Breathe in and breathe out to close up the form. Breathe in as you open up. Breathe out as you sink down. Breathe in as you lift your foot up. And breathe out. Breathe in. And then press your palms down to close the Qigong as you slightly straighten your legs. Opening your foot out, opening your hands on an in-breath and out-breath. Then open your hands out to the sides, breathing in. And closing them in, breathing out. So I hope that felt good for you as well. That was a nice form. I enjoyed that. Got a lot of energy sensation coming through the body. Feeling good for the morning. Just a quick note, obviously those people seeing this video on YouTube, that type of a session like that, you're only going to really be able to follow that if you know the form. So as I always say, these classes are aimed at my own students, people practicing that particular form. So you can't really, learn the form like that. You need to learn it bit by bit and have me break down the moves, which is what we'll be doing tomorrow night. Thursday evening class, we'll be breaking down the movements one by one and learning the form. Okay, we're going to finish off with a short Qigong. Nothing too extreme this morning. Since we're already in the zone from that nice form, just stand with your feet parallel. Scrunch your toes very gently, not to feel any tension running through them. Sink your body down. Nice deep breathing. Lift your hands up. Really focus on a nice vertical, upright spine from your tailbone right up to the back of your head. In alignment, like there's a stick running from the back of your head down to your tailbone, or your sacrum rather. And most importantly is that all the muscles in the body, of course, they've got to use some form of tension to hold this position. You can't be soft, you can't relax completely. The intent is to melt. Think about your energy sinking down. The tendency is when you're under pressure to push away from that pressure. But we want to sink down onto that pressure. Keep those knees nicely bent down. Focus on the weight in your feet. It should be just to the front area of your heel. If you put your weight too far back, you'll feel the front of your shins around your ankles flexing up to hold your position. If you put your weight too far forward to the balls of the feet, you'll feel your calf muscles engaging, the Achilles heel, the Achilles tendon, flexing up and getting tense. So you need to find that position between those two tension points. So your body just sits there from a structural point of view. Let your hands drop down. Slowly let your hands drift out to the sides, keeping your body down, breathing in. And breathing out as you stand up. Cross your wrists behind your back as usual. Close off the Qigong. Well, thank you once again for joining me, everyone.
Thank you, Eli.
You're welcome. Right, so yeah, we've got 2 more classes today for anyone who's joining those, 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Both of those classes, again, I'm not sure exactly what I'll be doing in those. There'll be a bit of tips, bit of flow, that kind of thing. But the next official instructional class is tomorrow night for the Yang Chance form, if you want to join that. So I assume there's no questions from that session since we just flowed through. We didn't give any sort of technical details in that class. So yeah, have a good evening over in Australia, Adam and Deb over in New Zealand. Have a good time over in New Zealand. And yeah, hope to see you all soon. Good stuff.
Oh shit, the phone's ringing. Thanks.
Oh. I love the oh shit, the phone's ringing.
Oh, you meant me to hear that. You do that all
See you later, everyone.